Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area. I'll read out this week's topics, then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely lines from a sci-fi film or TV show.
OK, I've done it. The time machine is complete. Now, your mission is to go back to 1890 and milkshake baby Hitler.
Arnold Schwarzenegger versus R. Kelly. This time the predator is sexual.
There's an alien in your stomach, but it has to stay there because that is God's will, and this is Alabama.
So I'm the blue Power Ranger, that's the green Power Ranger, that's the yellow Power Ranger, and over there is the white the Power Ranger who wears white.
Oh, the hyperdrive has blown, Captain. We'll have to get an Uber.
Luke, I am your father, but I can't prove it because Jeremy Kyle has gone off air.
Fire the photon ray. Ray, fire the photon.
Dave, it is an amazing piece of technology sent from the future to facilitate our species. If you unloaded it now and then, you'd also know it was a dishwasher.
We're going to have to open up a wormhole and go back in time. I've just sent a dick pic to my dad.
Yeah, so the rent on this spaceship is about 4K a month, but there's a cafe that does a banging avo on toast. Anyway, welcome to the Millennial Falcon.
Warp factor 9 in a warp 7 limit. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Oh, my God. It's a slimy creature. It appears to be humanoid in form. It's coming out of your vagina. No, I am not a qualified midwife. Sorry.
What's that? E.T. phone home? You were doing more than phoning, mate. Brexit means Brexit.
Our next topic is commercials that never made it to air.
New, nothing in a tin. Does exactly what it says on the tin.
It's 2 for 1 all week in Boots because nobody wants one boot.
Want to stop perspiration for 24 hours? Then do fuck all for 24 hours.
This memory foam mattress is perfect for a good night's sleep and for having sex with your husband's brother.
Mum deodorant for when your mum pongs a bit.
Do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Have you tried looking at boobs?
I got my testicles trapped in a Dyson, and now we're both bagless.
Is your bed wet first thing in the morning? Have you got bird shit in your hair? You need a roof!
And now, in a break from usual advertising standards, the next commercial will not be voiced by Hugh Dennis.
The odds on whether I've got nodules on my vocal cords is on your screen now.
Want a great way to lose weight that's also good for the environment? Die.
We here at EE would like to announce our merger with 3 Mobile. Welcome to 3.
I'm Nigel Farage. I say we cancel Brexit and show compassion to refugees. Oh, have a Snickers, Nigel. You're not you when you're hungry.
Wind chimes, for when your neighbours don't think you're enough of a fucking prick.
Things you wouldn't hear on a history documentary.
Now, while this may look like an ordinary car park in Leicester, this is actually the final resting place of my hymen.
It's on this very spot in Dallas, overlooking the president's motorcade, that John F. Kennedy is going to die.
And it was here in this field that the fighting started. It was Glastonbury 2015 and some prick nicked my tent.
I'm walking on the outside of this castle because of my National Trust lifetime ban.
Henry VIII liked his wives to be athletic, and that was her downfall. She wouldn't run, she wouldn't walk. She would simply Anne Boleyn.
And so the king appointed a viceroy as a replacement for his regular Roy.
We talk a lot about Winston Churchill's achievements, but we don't talk nearly enough about that ass!
As the door was opened, he uttered the words which would start the Russian Revolution. "Excuse me," he said. "Is Lenin?"
This was a time before Sigourney Weaver, when everyone else had to weave their own Sigourneys.
Incensed that both Henry and Edward had become king, Thomas the Tank Engine plotted revolt.
Of course, we talk a lot about Richard the Lionheart, but we seldom talk about his brother, William the Leopard Scrotum.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear in hospital.
We need a drip. Somebody get me Michael Gove.
Now, the good news is your blood results have come back clear. The bad news is blood shouldn't be clear.
Erectile dysfunction, you say? Does it hurt when I do this? And does it feel amazing when I do this?
Now, you have pneumonia. Would you like to keep that or gamble for the big prize?
I remember when my dick looked that young.
I am the leading gynecologist in this hospital. I work in the cafe, but I'm a bit of a legend.
Would anybody like a hand? I've just found a hand.
You have cancer. Sorry, you're having a cancer. Your baby is due July 15th.
Well, the good news, it's not spread. It might be jam or peanut butter.
Unlikely lines from a thriller.
We've got the girl. You can have her if you give us the money. OK, but this is the rudest dating agency I've ever used.
The missiles are heading for us, Prime Minister. We need a decision now. Thank you. He's putting it to the party conference in October.
Welcome to my haunted mansion. If these walls could talk, I'd almost certainly have masturbated less.
Agent Jones, I need you to follow him as closely as you can. I'll be right behind you. Yeah, in fact, I know how a conga works.
Yeah, it's still there. Yep. I wish I'd never been to that perfume counter.
I don't care who you are, I will find you and I will kill you or someone of a similar racial profile.
I have a shot. I have a shot. I can take the shot. Do I have permission to fire? I have the shot. No, for the last time, our job is to protect President Trump.
A new name and a new identity. No, I'm afraid that's not possible, Mrs. May.
Give me a name! Give me a name! The christening is in an hour.
You talking to me? Are you talking to me? No, sorry, Romesh, you just got a lazy eye. It's quite hard to tell who you are.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear at an award show.
Well, ironically, the winner of the best German sausage is the first.
And the award for clearest example that TV commissioners have run out of ideas goes to Comedy Central for Darrow O'Brien's Blockbusters.
Those kids deserve to be on the telly as much as anyone.
Welcome to the Tonys. If you're not called Tony, fuck off.
And the winner of most drawn-out pause at an award ceremony goes to...
And now we move to the in memoriam section of the evening, or as it's now to be known, the ones who didn't turn out to be pedos.
And the Duke of Edinburgh Award for driving this year goes to Ant McPartlin.
The Uber driver of the year will be here in 4 minutes.
And there we have it, the winner of Saudi Thief of the Year. Please, give him a hand.
It's me!
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
Wimbledon, day 3. Still not seen one fucking womble.
Pass, 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 another pass. Sorry, I'm on Tinder.
Welcome to coverage of the first ever Willy Wonka Olympics officiated by the umpire, the lumpire and the dumpity dumpire.
Oh, and that's some excellent curling. I have never seen a dog take a shit like that before.
And now it is just Mo Farah against the clock, which doesn't seem fair. It doesn't even have legs. It is just a clock.
And he's gone down in the box. Fair enough, it is her birthday.
Well, after arriving at the wrong nation, England believe they have now arrived at the correct one. They think it's Moldova. It is now.
Well, you have to hand it to relay runners, don't you?
Oh, the parachute has failed to open at 300 metres, and you can't make mistakes like that at this level.
The next topic is unlikely lines from a romantic novel.
I know I promised you fellatio for your birthday, she said. But they didn't have any, so I got some vermicelli.
Ever since our night of passion, I've burned for you, she said. Desire, he asked. No, cystitis, she said.
Turn the light off, she said. What about all the boats? Said the lighthouse keeper.
She'd never forget his first words to her. Cheer up, love, might never happen.
He gasped as her hair cascaded down. Well, it was February. Who waxes in winter?
Carry me upstairs, she said. I'd rather not, said the lighthouse keeper.
Simon sidled across the nightclub floor and used the one chat-up line he knew always worked. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Lucifer!
He was literally perfect in every way, as far as she could tell from the dick pic.
He took off her top and did what makes all the girls go crazy. Honk, honk!
I wish I knew how to quit you, said Michael, honking another massive line of cocaine.
Our relationship is on the rocks. That's inevitable, said the lighthouse keeper.
She felt the stranger's hand slide round from behind and gently cup her breasts. She's a double 38G! We're gonna need the mega cut!
Rejected exam questions.
History of modern art, question 1. What the fuck is that meant to be?
Draw a perfect sphere. You may use a protractor and Dara O'Brien's head as a guide.
Political science. Boris Johnson is set to be the next Prime Minister of Great Britain. Please explain how without using the term clusterfuck.
If Mary has 6 apples, Thomas has 4 apples, and Gavin has a knife, who has the apples?
Solve X and Y by asking my ex, why?
Animal husbandry, question 1. Do you take this sheep to be your lawful wedded husband?
Metalwork. Fashion a toast rack. Heavy metalwork. Make a double album about your love of Satan.
Without using the letter C, spell Jeremy Hunt.
Panel show host qualification exam. Can you work a poxy buzzer?
Who knew?
If a boy is bullied at school for 8 hours a day and he has to use comedy as a defence mechanism, who's the real loser now, Neil Johnson?
The next topic is unlikely things to hear on a gardening programme.
And this is the soil where I spread my seed last week. In fairness, I didn't know the cameras were on.
Well, they look like onions, but they're not onions. They're my testicles.
I got the lawnmower from Halfords, I got the rake from B&Q, and I got the hoe from singlesexybabesInMyArea.com.
These are my peonies, and these is my peonies.
Gardening. All the effort of farming, but none of the profit.
So now that we've filled the hole, let's pop off into town to the pet shop and try and find an identical dog.
Welcome to Gardening with Michael Gove!
There are hard and fast rules when it comes to laying turf. Sod's law.
I keep all my gardening equipment in different places. I've got a hose in different area codes.
Okay.
I got one more.
Oh, one more. Okay, one more, yeah.
There's hard and fast rules when you're laying turf.
Unlikely lines from a horror movie.
Here's Johnson!
I had goosebumps yesterday. Well, I am a goose, and it was my birthday.
Oh, so your name's Hannibal, and you're a cannibal. So what does your friend Hedophile do? Hey, guys, it's me, your token black friend from the start of the movie. I
I'm sorry, I've just seen the price of this rail ticket.
They call me Jigsaw because you have to be desperately bored to do me.
The Return of the Mummy. Oi, come back.
Your greatest fears are realized. Comedians are getting younger and you don't understand any of their references.
It's alive! Enjoy your probiotic yogurt.
Nosferatu! Manchester City won.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear in a survival show.
No, everyone's dead.
I just love sleeping under the stars. Pavarotti was a bit tricky, though. He was massive. Ben is all alone. He's fallen down a ravine and has no choice but to saw his arm off with a penknife while the camera crew watch him.
And this is the last episode of Survivor because we've eaten Bear Grylls.
3 years I've been on this island with nothing to look at but the sea and the sand and that bridge.
Under these conditions, you've got to sacrifice some creature comforts. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, you know that the first thing you've got to do that day is put on wet socks. But, you know, you've got to wank into something.
I'm here to teach you the essentials of bushcraft. You'll need a sharp blade, a mirror, and some diamante pearls for the vajazzle.
And you can tell when the rare Irish bullfrog is ready to mate by its distinctive buzzing sound. There it is.
Dave is on the beach catching crabs off of Tracy. Welcome back to Love Island.
There is no food here, and there is no medicine. But we had a referendum, and now we just have to get on with it.
Remember, the duck's natural predator is the pancake.
Things you wouldn't hear over a tannoy.
We apologise for the delay. Fuck knows when Brexit's happening.
The train on platform 3 has been cancelled because it said something racist on Mock the Week.
Please do not leave your children unattended. Unattended children will be removed and destroyed.
And if you look out of the window on your left, you will see Christ the Redeemer, because I've crashed the plane and this is the afterlife.
Amsterdam brothels would like to apologise for the yelp of pain you just heard. Unexpected item in the shagging area.
Hello, this is your pilot speaking. Just to prove that I am not too drunk to use the tannoy, Jeff.
Just a reminder that when we asked you to report anything that doesn't look right, we meant sort of like terrorist stuff, not just a baby wearing ripped jeans.
This is an announcement for the man in the petting zoo. Heavy petting is not allowed. Get your tongue out of that llama.
And we've just pulled out of Paddington. Nobody expected the third film to end that way.
This is your train driver. I don't wish to alarm you, but it seems that we have travelled into space. Now, nobody... nighttime again.
OK. Next topic is unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
We are a race of super-intelligent beings who come from Uranus. Why is everyone laughing?
Oh, shit! Oh, that hurts so much. God, I hate living in Lego World.
There's only one superhero who can get into this frozen meal. Leave it to Thor.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. Sorry? Yes, I did go to private school. How'd you know that?
Dude, where's my car? I traded it in for a bike. Oh, piss off, Greta.
I don't like to call it the One Ring. I refer to it as an unexpected item in the Baggins area.
I think this could be the beginning of a very beautiful friendship. Look, he sent me a dick pic.
Unlikely things to hear in a religious programme.
Mary, shag, avoid, Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Does Jesus save? Let's check the VAR.
If you'd like to make a donation, please use the church's own online payment system, PayPal.
And Jesus was born in a manger, surrounded by sandwiches and cappuccinos, for this was a Preta manger.
Can we all stop calling Andrew Scott the sexy priest from Fleabag? Every priest is sexy when you've had enough altar wine.
So, if you want to hire an outfit for a marriage in a mosque, come here. Mosque Bros.
Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for Stargazing Live, where Dara O'Brien and Brian Cox will fill your head with heathen lies.
And
there's the priest wearing a special new dog collar for the event. Welcome to Fetish Week on Songs of Praise.
This is St. Paul's Cathedral, which, because of a no-deal Brexit, is now a Wetherspoons.
Things a sports commentator would never say.
Well, in this Grand National, as they come round to the chair for the second time, the music stops. Red rum is eliminated.
And you join us now for the diving. Here we go. Oh, that wasn't very impressive. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, no, you join us here for the swimming. Right.
Well, I think from here he's going to go for the top right-hand corner, and he does! That is how you stick on a stamp.
Judges there, all very impressed. A textbook reverse tuck. You're watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Is that Maria Sharapova or Mark the Week's Olga Koch?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. We've got a very exciting afternoon of sport ahead of us, but first, the golf.
Well, at the start of the day, I asked if he'd got the bottle. Now he has proved he has got the bottle. That is my bottle. Give me my bottle.
Will it be gold? Will it be silver? Will it be bronze? Who knows what colour the Russians' urine test will be?
Oh, and here they come, running onto the field, completely naked, wearing nothing but shoes. This is an absolute... Sorry? I'm being informed that horses always look like that. This is my first time doing the Grand National.
Unlikely lines from a costume drama.
Madam, I'm in line to the throne, and as such, we shall be dining somewhere that befits my title. Pizza Express Woking.
Batman. I mean, I suppose technically it's a costume.
Jag kan täcka land. Jag kan täcka lives. Men jag kan inte en accent.
You are Jane Eyre. So this must be your brother, Nike.
That new servant girl is so cold and unresponsive. Watch this. Alexa? Alexa?
Your Lordship, I am delighted and excited by the unexpected turn our correspondence has taken. I await, with feverish excitement, the next portrait of your engorged penis. Please accept this crude sketch of my boobs as a token of my affection.
My heart is in my mouth. My liver is in my anus. Jesus, this corset is tight.
As the ruler of this country, I demand some respect. When you see me, you will bow and you will say, yes, queen.
Mr. Darcy, I could never belong to you. I am promised to another, but I could give you a quick handy by emotions.
The next topic is unlikely lines from a cosmetics commercial.
Do you long for the soft skin of a teenager? And just to remind you, you are under oath, Prince Andrew.
Stop aging in its tracks. Die!
Coco Chanel. The alluring combination of Chanel and Coco.
I want my face to have a matte finish, which is why I let my mate Matt finish on my face.
Do you have a face? Well, it's wrong.
As an alternative to teeth whitening, have you considered gum darkening?
Rub the lotion on your skin, else you get the hose again.
New, barely legal moisturiser. You won't just look young, you'll look too young.
Our new blusher shades range from mild embarrassment to your grandma walking in and you knocking one out.
Unlikely things to hear at the Royal Variety Show.
Hello, I'm Frankie Boyle.
Our next act, Mr. Memory, couldn't be with us this evening. He's in the Pizza Express in Woking.
They asked me not to do any Prince Andrew jokes tonight, and I said, sure, no sweat.
And for her next trick, the Queen will make Prince Andrew's birthday disappear.
At this point in the evening, I'd just like to ask the members of the royal family to put their rifles away as I welcome to the stage the cast of The Lion King.
At 93 years old, I think we'll all agree it's just good to see her out the house at this time of year. Give it up for Madonna.
Welcome, Ginger, Baby, Sporty, Posh, and the other one. Yes, it's the royal family.
Unfortunately, Prince Andrew is running late because he's stuck in trafficking.
Well, we're now going to end this evening of royal entertainment in this magnificent theatre in the traditional way, a fly-through by the Red Arrow.
It's now my privilege to introduce the rock band R.E.M. I've got a photograph of me with them years ago. That's me in the corner.
I think you're going to enjoy this, Your Majesty. Our next act is a dog act. He uses corgis because they're exactly the right shape to fit in the cannon.
OK, next topic is unlikely things to hear at a wedding or funeral.
It was always Alan's dream to be buried with his wife. So this afternoon, we shot her.
All the tables are named after mine and my wife's favourite films. I know it's quite crowded over there on the Human Centipede, but if you all squeeze in together, you'll be fine.
Oh, thank you, no. I've had more than enough free Prosecco.
Yes, I know it's traditional for the bride to have something blue. I just don't think you should have dug up Grandma.
Just because he was morbidly obese doesn't mean he can't be buried with dignity. Gary, get the forklift.
In life, he was a strong, confident and capable man. Excelled at everything he did. Apart from swimming, obviously.
At least George died doing what he loved. Heroin.
I know it's customary, as father of the bride, to give my daughter away, but I'd like to try something different. 55, 55, 55, 60, 60.
No, it's funny. No, I just realised it's just because I've never actually met a Scottish widow. You know, it's like... you know,
Sadly, today, we all know exactly where Wally is.
And I'd like to congratulate the bride's mother on how well she looks tonight, although not as well as she'd look on my dick! I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
My goodness, yes, that is a lovely ring. Now, pop your trousers back on.
Does anybody else find there's a seriously inconsistent tone at this wedding or funeral?
Things you wouldn't hear on a breakfast show.
Morning.
Just checking, this isn't live, is it?
And later on, you could go on the trip of a lifetime because Gino's telling us how to cook acid.
Well, to hear more about the explosion in the opticians, let's go to the Flying Eye.
And now for the 60-second news roundup. It's Rosie Jones. Hello. Goodbye.
Later on, we'll be looking at what causes breakdowns. I mean, maybe it's getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do this job for 5 years, maybe.
Today on the show, we're discussing sexism. Why is it that when a woman says she slept with loads of people, she is called a slag? But when I say that, I am called a liar.
Well, just time for one final quick look at the papers. Yep, she still wants a divorce.
Oh, Piers, that's such a compassionate, well-articulated thought.
Travel news now. Chaos on the trains as one of the lubed-up passengers has fired out the window.
And now for every lad's favourite part of the show, it's the weather. Over to it's a bloke one. Switch it to babe station.
Well, it's backing up at junction 2, but don't worry, I'll get a poo in the next break.
OK, the next topic is unlikely lines from a Star Wars movie.
Chewbacca did not die in vain. These Ugg boots are lovely.
Sorry I'm late, everyone. I was just in my bunk having what we refer to here on the Falcon as a hand solo.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Mother Week made a set that was fucking inaccessible to disabled people.
No, I gave up ages ago. I'm Darth Vapor.
Speaking like this normal is not. Call me an ambulance. Having a stroke, I am. Right, cancel all my appointments. Chewbacca's just booked in for a Brazilian.
Oh, my God. Someone's doing a Jedi mind trick on me. I'm not in control of my hand. I think they're trying to send you a message.
Oh, no, I'm not Darth Vader. I'm Darth Vader's Tory brother, Taxi Vader.
Oh, do we have to fight with lightsabers? It's just that no one looks good under strip lighting.
That was Tom Allen with Jedi for the Straight Guy.
The points go to Tom, Hugh and Rosie.